Hello, welcome back to our channel. As I said in my earlier post, we are going to learn how to cut a Safari seat. And this video is going to be a full complete video of how to cut the Safari seat. So now this is the measurement that I'll be working with. I have my chest measurement of 48 inches and my back of my shoulder measurement of 19.5. Then half length is 20 inches. That is half length of the seat length is 20 inches. Then I have the tummy or the stomach measurement of 46 inches. 46 inches. So now the first thing that, and the length of 33 inches. So now the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to draw what we call a box frame. And this box frame is going to contain all the measurements that we'll be using in cutting the seats. Good. So and in determining the width and the length of the box frame, this is what we're going to do. You first draw your horizontal and the vertical lines. These lines are going to serve as a margin for you. So you're going to work within these two lines. These two lines. So now we are going to determine our box frame. And to determine your box frame, you need to add 40 inches to the chest measurement that you are working with. Any measurement that you are working with, you add 40 inches to it to determine the size or the width of your box frame. So the chest measurement that I'm working with is 48. So I'm going to add 14 inches or 14 to 48. So 48 plus 14 inches, which is going to give me 62. So after getting the 62, I divide it by 2. So 62 divided by 2, which is going to give me 31 inches. So it means I'm going to take a measurement of, I'm going to mark 31 inches here. And 31 inches at this portion also. So after that, I draw or I join these two lines. Okay. And now the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take the length of our seat. We are going to take the length of our seat. The length that we are working with is 33 inches. 33 inches. So the 33 inches, we are going to add 1.5 seam allowance to it, and also 2 inches seam allowance for the folding. So we are going to add 3 inches to the length of our seat. So what we are doing is we are learning how to cut a Safari seat. So 33 plus 3.5, you mark that one also. 33 inches plus 3.5. So it's 36.5. The 36 is 2 inches for the folding and 1.5 for the seam allowance. So we have our 36 inches. Then you join so as I said earlier on, now we have our box frame. Now we have our box frame. So all the measurement for the front panel, for the side panel, and for the back panel, we are going to get all of them within this area. within this area. So now let us move on. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to determine our chest line. Our chest line, and in getting your chest line, you have to divide your around arm measurements by 2. Then we add 2 inches to it. You divide your around arm measurement by 2, then you add 2 inches to it. So I'm working with 16 inches. So 16 divided by 2, I'm going to get 8 inches. The 8 inches, then I add 2 inches to it again. So I'm going to mark 10 inches for my chest line. So from this line here, you mark 10 inches downwards. Another 10 inches here. Then you join this line. So this line is going to be our chest line. So we have our chest line here. The next thing that we are going to do is we are going to mark the half length of our suit. And the measurement that I'm working with is 20 inches. So you mark your 20 inches. Yeah, you mark your 20 inches here. Then you join that also. And when you come to this line, the bottom line, you measure 2 inches upward. That is for the folding. 2 inches. Then you draw or join. So now we have the chest line here, the half length line here, and also the length of our C2, we have it here. So what we are going to do now is we are going to move on to mark the back panel. Let us start with the back panel. So in the half length line, this line, you measure 1 inch. You measure in 1 inch, just like how I'm doing it. You measure in 1 inch. Then we come to the neck line. The neckline, you are going to take 1/4 inch from here. So 1/4 inch from this side, 1/4 inch from this side. So this is how it's going to be. 1/4 inch. So from this 1/4 inch, we are going to measure the width of our neck for the back side. And I'm going to use 2.5 inch. Then I'll come down by 1.5 inch. So I'm going to measure here to also 1.5. Then join. So this is how it's going to look like for the next, for the back. This is how it's going to look like. So after getting this portion, you just draw your, just like this. So from this part to our chest line, you divide it into 2. This part to the chest line, you divide it into 2. Divide it into 2, then you mark just like this. After getting that portion, you use your curve. So we are going to connect this point to this and to this part. So this is how it is being done. So we are done with that part. Then you come to this line, the bottom line, then you join from this portion. Good. So we are moving on. What we are working on right now is the back panel of our suit. Now on the middle, on the half length line, you are going to divide your stomach measurements by 6. So what I have here is 46 divided by 6. It's going to give me 7 points. When it's going to be 7.6, then I add half inch seam allowance to it. So I'm going to get 8.1. So I'm going to run it up to 8.25. So you mark 8.25 here. Then you come to this place. On this line, we are going to take your shoulder measurements and you subtract 1 inch from it. Our shoulder measurement is 19.5. Sorry, 19.5. You divide it by 2, which is going to give us 9.75 minus 1 inch. Then you mark that measurement on this line. I'm repeating it again. We are going to take our shoulder measurement divided by 2 minus 1 inch. Then we mark it on this line. So we are working with 19.5. 19.5 divided by 2 is going to give us 9.75. So minus 1 is going to give us 8.75. So we are going to mark our 8.75 on this line. So we are going to join this, the middle point that we have for the stomach, that of what we have down here. So this is how it's going to be. Then we move to the chest line. We are still working on the back panel. We move to the chest line. So from this point, we are going to take our shoulder or our back measurement divided by 2. So it's going to give us 9.75. You're not going to add anything to it, 9.75. But after marking the 9.75, you go in by half an inch. Just like this. After going in by half an inch, you go up by 1 inch. Then you draw this. So this is how it's going to look like. Our back measurement divided by 2, mark here, then you go in by half an inch, then you measure 1 inch upwards and you draw this rectangular shape here. So now this is what we are going to do. We are going to join from this point to that point. From this point to this point. So this is how we are going to do it. From this point to that point. Gradually we are almost done with the back panel. So you're going to take your shoulder or your back measurement from where the 0.25 mark is to this place plus half an inch. So we're going to get 9.75 for our back measurement plus half an inch is going to give us 10.25. So where the 10.25 mark is, you go down by 2.5 for the shoulder slope. So from the 2.5 mark, you join it to this point. So from this mark here, you use your curve to join it to this point. So now we are almost done with the back panel of our suits. We are almost done with the back panel of our suits. So now the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to move on to the front panel. We are going to move on to the front panel. The measurement that we use for the neck, for the back, you add 1.5 inches. Any measurement that you use, you add 1.5 inches. So we use 2.5 here. So you're going to add 1.5 to it to get 4. So you mark your 4 inches here. Your 4 inches here. You are working on the front panel. Then you join the 4-inch mark. We have the 4-inch mark here. So from this line, you go down by half an inch. From this line, you go down by half an inch, only for the front side. Just like this, only for the front side, half an inch. So now please watch this part carefully. We are going to take the measurement from this point to that point, this point to that point, the measurements. So here I have 8.25. So 8.25, we are going to subtract half an inch from it. Then you mark it from where this point is to this part. So 8.25 minus half is going to give me 8.75. Sorry, 7.75. I mark the same thing there, 7.75. Then you join the 7.75 mark here. So now from where we had our new line, that is the 0.5 mark downwards, we are going to mark 2.5 inches. So we have our 2.5 inch here. So from this point to that point, the measurement that we have here should be the same as the measurement here. If we have any different thing apart from this, then it means there's an error or there's a mistake with your measurement. So here we have the same thing as that of this place. So you join. Please don't forget, for the front panel, we are still using this point, not the original line here, but the one that we came down by half an inch. That is the point that we are using. So now we are done with the shoulder slope for the front side. For the front side. Now let us move on to the armhole. So from this point, you go down by 2 inches. Then from this point backwards to, you come here by 2 inches. Then you mark. So now let us move on to this portion. From this mark, you measure 3 inches. Then you go in by half an inch. Then you go up. Sorry, you go in by half. Then you go up by 1 inch. Then you draw this rectangular shape as we did for this side. You draw this rectangular shape as we did for this side. So now we are going to draw a curve from here to join this place. Let me use my free hand. Go to this place. Then you use your armhole curve to also join this 2 inches downwards, 2 inches here back, straight to the shoulder slope. So now we are done with the armhole measurements. We are done with the armhole measurement. Please, if there's any question.